Tesla stock hit an all-time high of $412 per share about 2 years ago. That makes it a valuation over $1.2 trillion. Today, the stock trades around $200 per share with a valuation of $600 billion, so down 50%. But up 100% from the $300 valuation or $102 per share as it was 2 months ago. So sheesh, if you bought Tesla stock at the end of December, today that money would have been doubled. In other words, Tesla's valuation has doubled within a month. That's flipping crazy. Now the question is, can they go back to their all-time high again? Will they ever recover? And in this video, that's exactly what we're going to find out by predicting when the stock will be back at their all-time high of $412 per share. But enough chit chatting, man. Let's get down to the video. All I ask return is a like and subscribe if you haven't already, man. Come on. Let's go. So those of you guys that are a regular viewer of this channel, you guys already know this chart. The only thing that's different is that I extended another year to 2024. Just to quickly recap so we're all on the same page. For 2023, I'm saying they're going to do about 1.8 million vehicles in deliveries. Now, obviously, it's a prediction. It may not happen. It may not. I mean, I'm just predicting that's what's going to happen. Most likely, if they have a good year, they can probably do around this amount. But if they have a hiccup year, like for example, Shanghai closing, we can see back in the 1.7 million. For the FSC, there's a one-time fee of 15,000. We don't have the monthly subscription base, but as soon as we do, we will change with that. I did guess it in this video what it could be, but again, I'm gonna keep it at 15,000 at a one-time fee at a 15% rate. So when customers buy a Tesla vehicle, there's a 15% chance that they'll probably get the one-time fee of 15,000. And so with that, you can see in Q1, 431,000 vehicles going to be delivered and 65,000 of them have been opt-in for the one-time fee of subscription, which is quite a lot. Then we get our revenue and profits, which is about 45% in 2024. It's going to be 46%, so keep that note. Average selling price for the first 3 quarters of this year, 50, and Q4 increases to 51 because of the Cybertruck. Then we got the credits, then we got the vehicle revenue, which is at 14.5% in 2023 for the most part. I got energy here as well. I put a 12% profit there as well, net profit. Insurance, they are making an impact. They said at end of Q4 of 2022 that it's about 300 million in sales. We don't know if they're making profits or not, but it's worth putting here, and obviously this is going to continue growing. Then we got the Q1 sales, then we got the FX currency expense, which will reduce from the total net income for each quarter. 50 PE for Q1, 2, and 3. I put 60 PE for Q4. We'll have a stock price close to $300 per share. Now, it could be as low as 249 if we are still in this bear market. But if we do get a pivot and things looking more optimistic by end year, we can see a 60 PE of $299 per share, which I'm optimistic. I think this is what we will see by end year. Although my price target is $260 per share, this is more on the optimistic side. Now, moving on to 2024. Same thing, but the only thing is different is the one-time fee for FSD has increased by $2,000. Average vehicle sold, I just left it at 51,000 per each vehicle sold because of the Cybertruck. Most likely it'll increase to 52,000 because Cybertruck is going to be, selling for upwards of $55,000 per vehicle easily. We got the credits here as well, which in my opinion, I think they're going to continue reducing every now and then. In my personal thought, I don't think they're going to cancel it out completely because it's just free money for them. Why cancel the free money, right? But nonetheless, to stay conservative, I'm going to keep reducing it. We get energy here again for the revenue increasing and 12% rate. Now it'll be closer to 14-15%, but it's keeping it conservative. For total vehicle profits, I increased it to 15% compared to 14.5% in 2023, and that's because of the Cybertruck. There's good margins in there for that, especially if they can scale. Sheesh. GG, man. Oh, and I almost forgot, the shares outstanding is being diluted by 1%. Now, most likely in 2023, there's going to be a buyback. In 2024, well, the amount of cash you're going to be making, there's for sure going to be some sort of a buyback. But I'm assuming no buyback whatsoever. Zero. Now let's get down to 2024 and let's see if we can go back to this peak here, man. Is it gonna be like this or is it gonna be like this? We're about to find out. And have you smashed that like button, man? Come on. For Q1, I put 550,000 vehicles going to be delivered. Q2, 600,000 vehicles deliveries. Q3, 650,000. And Q4, a monstrous of 750,000 vehicles, which is insane. But then when you add them all up, it's just over 2.5 million vehicles deliveries in 2024, which I do believe this is what's going to happen because, Berlin also is going to be ramped up even more. We got the Cybertruck coming as well in 2024, but we could see some sort of a mass scale of Cybertruck. I don't think fully mass scaled, maybe 50,000 vehicles going to be produced in 2024, in my opinion, which is, right now we're at 0. So imagine next year, around this time, around like 30, 25,000 vehicles, Cybertrucks being produced, that's absolutely crazy. That's awesome. But nonetheless, with all these deliveries, as you can see, the numbers do come in through. Q1, 5.5 billion in net income, of revenue of almost reaching $33 billion. And if you just go all the way to Q4 or the end year, the whole year of 2024, it's about $150 billion in revenue and upwards of $25 billion. I mean, that is in flip insane. That's more than a 50% increase. That's crazy. However, though, this is not the end for the net income, because we do have to reduce the currency expense, because that takes a big hit. Especially when the dollar is strong, it takes a massive hit. So what I did was, in Q1 for 2024, I increased it to $400 million. Now, hopefully by Q1, interest rates will come down. The dollar won't be as strong. So this way, the FX exchange won't be as bad. But I'm still going to say 400 million because they're selling quite a bit. So reduce that, that's about $5.1 billion, down from 5.5. In Q2, same thing. I'm guessing interest rates going down does help the dollar become a little bit weakened, and the FX will be easier. So I'm going to keep it at 400 million. For Q3, 375. Hopefully 2024 is a better year when it comes to interest rates and Fed pivoting and quantitative. Instead of tightening, we can do a little bit of easing. And if that happens, then my God, we can see the stock price going berserk. And speaking about that, let's get down to it, man. But before, look at this. We were at $25 billion. Now we're at $23.5 billion. So literally just below 50% growth from 2023. So still very good, still growing at a massive rate. I mean, revenue is almost up 50%. So that's absolutely crazy. Now, let's get down to the stock price. Let's see what the stock price would be. Would we reach this peak or not? So again, if you guys are ready, man, get that popcorn and smash that like button, man. Why isn't that like button smashed? Come on, man, let's go. So in my opinion, 2024 Q1, I am convinced, or even Q4 really of 2023, we're going to be in a massive bull market, in my opinion. We're 1 year away, and we hope inflation is dying down, and it is, even though we're not seeing the expected results month over month now, but it's still going lower and lower. And I believe if you fast forward 6 months from now, 8 months from now, if China doesn't invade Taiwan, then we could probably see some stability, even if the war in Ukraine gets worse because of Russia, because literally this Putin guy, man, threw all his cards on the table, and now he can't really do much at the oil, and the price of oil and gas is at a set rate. So there's really not much of a disruption coming in that end as well. So that's why I can see inflation rate coming down quite nicely in about a year. And if the Fed pivots and they do quantitative easing and money goes berserk, we can see Tesla stock even hitting records at this level, at PE reaching 65. And with that, we get a stock price of $347 per share at a market cap of $1.1 trillion. Now, this peak, guys, this peak over here, the $412 per share, was over $1.2 trillion. So with a market cap over $1.1 trillion, we're still not at the peak yet. Tesla stock price would have been more if the shares outstanding wasn't this high, but we'll get to that at the end. Furthermore, in Q2, which will be between July 21st to October 20th, if they hit a record again, and again, we see the Cybertrucks on the road, quantitative easing, Fed pivoting, interest rates going down, the stock market is going to be on a berserk move, and I can see the stock price or the PE reaching as high as 70. I know that sounds crazy, but I do believe we can see a PE reaching as high as 70 because of all the optimism and all the FOMO and all that good stuff that happens in a bull market, right? So a 70 PE would be a stock price of $403 per share and a market cap over $1.3 trillion. So this is interesting. The market cap, we are reaching an all-time high of over $1.3 trillion. But the stock price is not, and that's again because of the shares outstanding. So we can expect the valuation reaching this, but the stock price is still not going to be this peak. Now, Q3, I'm going to say a 65 PE would make sense, because at this point, when they keep crushing earnings like this, the PE is forced to be compressed regardless of how bad FOMO is. So 65 PE would give a stock price of $405 per share and a market cap just almost reaching $1.4 trillion. But still, we're not reaching that all-time high yet of $412 or $415 per share. Well, Q4 do this. If they in Q4 is usually a monstrous quarter for Tesla. Everyone wants to go shopping in December, whether there's a price cut, whether it's just a Christmas gift, or they're trying to, finish off the year strong, or whatever the reason is, right? I'm saying that if they do 100,000 vehicles over compared to Q3, that would be a massive jump. I mean, that's $1 billion more in net income compared to Q3. That's insane. For that, we're gonna see a massive compression in the stock. So I'm gonna put a 60p here at the end, and we're gonna stock price of $412 per share and a market cap over $1.4 trillion. Market cap is all the way up, and we reached the all-time high of $412 per share at the end of 2024 or at the beginning of 2025 from Jan 21st to April 20th. So that's crazy if they do this, right? If they do this, if the numbers are correct, then we can probably see going back to all-time high of $412 per share end of Q4, or if they do some buybacks, we can see it in Q2, which we'll find out right now. Let's do it in two ways. One, we'll stop diluting and we won't do a buyback. So we'll keep it the same short standing as 2023, end of 2023. The second way, we'll do a buyback every single quarter of 0.5%. And let's see what happens to the, stock prices. Now, this is going to be interesting because I haven't done this yet. So let's see what numbers we get. And before we do that, the EPS is not even reaching $7 per share. Gary Black is saying $7.20 by end of 2024. So let's see if these buybacks or not diluting and not doing a buyback will get us there. Let's see what will happen. All right. So we said 3.288. Look at that, $350 per share in Q1. Okay. And everything changes, by the way, because it's a formula, right? And then we got moving from here. Look at that, from 407 to 411. Look at that, and doing that here as well in Q3. Yeah, look at this. We've already reached the all-time high of between 412 and 418 in Q2, Q3. If there's no dilution and if there's no any buyback and keeping it the same. Now 3.2 at the end, and look at that, $430 per share. That's flipping crazy. And look at that, the EPS is almost reaching $7.20. So that's flipping insane. So we're getting close to Gary Black's prediction by end of 2024. And if you guys want me to break it down for you, don't worry, I have the video here. Gary Black's Tesla forecast by end of the year, by end of the decade is here. Check it out, you won't be disappointed. Now let's go ahead and do some buybacks. For buybacks, again, every single quarter, 0.5%. Let's see what happens. So from 350 to $352 per share. All right, let's see what happens in Q2. It should be crazy. $413 per share. Okay. Look at the EPS, guys. $5.90. From $419 per share. EPS was $6.45 on the yearly basis. And then if we go ahead and finish off the year, sheesh, that's in flipping insane. All-time high. I mean, reaching the all-time high by Q2 and just going up further from Q3, Q4 if they do these numbers and if the market is this excited about Tesla stock. So that's absolutely in flip insane. And in my opinion, this has a 60%, probably even a 70% chance possibility of happening. Let's see how 2024 is going to end off, man. But in my opinion, I think 2024 is going to be a wicked year. It's going to be an awesome, awesome year. Now, let's go ahead and be bearish and let's go all the way back to the dilution and let's see what's the worst case scenario for Tesla stock and how low it can go. We're still in the bear market. They still hit record because I can't see Tesla not growing in 2024, especially when we're going to be in a bull market and things are going to be a whole lot better, hopefully. They're still going to do these numbers. But nonetheless, let's say, people are not that excited. The FOMO ain't there. A 50 PE, I mean, that will bring the stock down to $267 per share. And then in Q2, again, they hit record, but the PE gets compressed even more. But the rally is there, so a 48 PE, we can see, $276 per share. And then Q3 compressed again to 45 PE, $280 per share. And end off the year with a 40 PE, we get $275 per share. So really, if people aren't that excited anymore and they don't care about the Cybertruck and they don't really, they found another thing that's more exciting than Tesla, like I don't know what would be, and people are not feeling it, we can probably see the stock price reaching, being in these levels, which in my opinion would be extremely cheap. I'll be buying every spare cent if we're still in the 200s in 2024. That'll be insane. That'll be flipping insane. So really what I'm trying to say here is that the worst case scenario that 2024 can bring is a flat year. Like there's no growth between 2023 to 2024, maybe even going down a bit by like 5-10%. That's all I can see for 2024. But if they do terrible in their deliveries, for example, instead of doing, 550, they do 520, which again, it's still it's still good. It's not terrible. And then Q2 they did 550, Q3 they did 600, and Q4 they did 650, bringing the entire year for 2024, instead of 2.5, they do just a little over 2.3 million vehicles. And with the same PE, I mean, we can be down by about 20% from 300 to 250 if the PE is 40. Now, if people are not optimistic, let's reduce the 50 PE to a 40 PE, to a 35 PE, to a 30 PE, to a 25 PE. I mean, come on, this is not realistic, right? So scrap that. It doesn't make any sense, right? I mean, Tesla stock trading at a 25 PE by end of Q4 while doing about $21 billion in net income. It just doesn't make any sense to me. When everything's ramping up, when you look at the energy, the FSD, the vehicles, oh man, I don't know. It boggles my mind. I don't see this. But I mean, again, 157 bucks per share by end of Q4. No, that doesn't make any sense at all. What makes sense to me is this, the 412 bucks per share by end of Q4 or the beginning of 2025. That's my prediction. That's what I think will happen, 60 to 70% chance. But again, guys, this is only a prediction and a prediction alone. Always do your DD and your research. So we're going to end off the video in a very different way. We're going to go ahead and based on this prediction, we're going to go ahead and draw the line because I feel being technical for some reason and seeing when it can, reach the all-time high again. So in my opinion, I said 412 bucks per share by end of 2024 or the beginning of 2025. So let's draw that here. This here, I'm going to erase that right here. Here, this is where we are right now, right? We are in 2022 Feb. This would be 2021, 2020-ish around there. So I'm thinking we'll probably be like this, and then we'll probably go up and then slowly go up, and then we'll probably hit here in 2024. Right, going back to the all-time high in 2024. I know I don't have a legend here at the bottom for you to see, but imagine it, right? But if I'm a bear, I don't believe this at all, right? I'm a Tesla bears. They don't see this. Instead, they see this. Bruh. That's what they see. So let's see what happens by end of 2024 or beginning of 2025. But I have a strong feeling that we're gonna see another all-time high by 2024. So again, not financial advice, just my prediction and my conviction of Tesla stock. And you know what? If the stock goes all the way up here, then we can probably see a stock split as early as 2024. I know it's crazy, but check out this video right here. I do explain how we can see a stock split, Tesla stock splitting again in 2024. Check this out. Support the channel by becoming a channel member and getting some merch, man, like the Go All In t-shirts and the poster wall. And subscribe for more, man. And I shall see you guys in the next video. See ya.